Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'd like to challenge myself by saying that I expect that the company Aker Solutions is going to update their outlook, their revenue outlook guidance for the year 2026. And let me explain why. Since the last video that I made, which was about this contract that the Aker Solutions won, the company released quite a few new updates, which are here. And the very first of them might seem negative from the first look. Aker Solutions cuts costs and adjusts workforce. Following several years of record high workload, Aker Solutions expects activity levels to decrease in 2026 compared to 2025. So, from the first view, it might seem that the news is negative. And especially if you follow reading that the company, as a part of these measures, Aker Solutions expects that a reduction in the headcount may affect just over 500 of the company's 12,000 permanent full-time positions. However, from the investment perspective, the news is quite positive. And this is what the CEO of the company is saying. We still see many opportunities both in Norway and internationally. But the anticipated activity level means we must take action now to ensure the company's robustness and sound financial management. The company cutting costs, and this is a nice sign that the company is trying to be proactive, because by this action they are increasing or at least not lowering their margins. And also one more point to mention, that this decrease in 2026 in comparison with 2025, it's not new news, because if we go back to the company's latest earnings report, which was Q3 2025, they were saying revenues in 2025 expected to exceed 60 billion Norwegian crowns. And at this early stage, we expect revenues in 2026 to come down to a level of about 45 billion Norwegian crowns. Okay, so this information is already known for few months. And that's why I consider that previous news is not negative at all. Then, if we move forward, there is a few different topics here. You can see the two similar headings here, that Aker Solutions secures long-term maintenance and modification frame agreements with Equinor. Let's read the news. Aker Solutions has been awarded multiple 5-year frame agreements with Equinor. Under the agreements, Aker Solutions will provide maintenance and modification services for a range of assets on the Norwegian continental shelf and onshore Norway. And here you can see the assets where the company is going to execute their projects. These are the offshore names, and also it's mentioned these onshore plants. But the key thing for us, for the investors or for the potential investors, that the agreements represent a likely major order intake for Aker Solutions. What does it mean, major? Let's have a look. Aker Solutions defines a major contract as being between 8 billion and 12 billion Norwegian crowns. So let's do a simple math. So the project is going to be a 5-year contract. With these numbers, it's gonna add roughly 1.5 to 2.5 billion Norwegian crowns per year. And what's more interesting, if we go back, it's so easy to miss quite an important detail. Let's open the same but different news here. You can see it's about the same agreements with Equinor. However, the contracts include options to extend for 2 additional periods of 3 and 2 years respectively. The value of the contracts will depend on the volume, etc. However, this is important. The contracts excluding options will be booked as a major order intake, which we already found out is between 8 and 12 billion Norwegian crowns. These numbers don't include potential options of 2 and 3 year contracts. And this is very important. It brings some more potential to the company. Now, with all of that coming together, after the latest earnings results, there was so many additional contracts and the positive news brought to us that I doubt that the company will stay with the same revenue guidance in the upcoming earnings report. And if we go to the chart of the company, now the company is traded roughly about 31 Norwegian krone per share, and the share price was more or less flat during the last half a year with some gap in between. So the latest report was in here and the price was more or less 30 Norwegian crowns. Now it's traded nearly the same. To me, each and every contract that was won by the company, it's like a spring being loaded because the share price remains the same. However, the business is growing and each contract builds the future revenue for the company. And this is why I like such a companies like this one, because it's a small one with the capitalization of roughly 15 to 16 billion Norwegian crowns. Then it's not a US company, because the majority of investors and analysts follow the US company, because the American economy is considered to be as the most advanced and reliable and so on. And it's easy to see that when we open the page with the financial analyst forecasts, and you can see that here for the Aker Solutions we've got only 4 names of the analysts which are giving the price targets for this company. And if you have a look, the date last time it was updated, latest one 2 months ago, and again 2 months ago, 5 and 6. So it's not of that great interest from the analyst companies like that. And if we just for curiosity compare with some popular US company, let it be Nvidia. So here you can have a look who is closely watching for this company, and the multiple names giving the updates every second day or so. So the latest ones were done yesterday. So this lack of attention often means that the market reacts slower, and that's exactly where I find these situations most interesting and promising. Alright guys, as always, this information is not a recommendation for you for actions. Please take time to research and check all the information and make your decisions responsibly. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you did not do so, and I'll see you in the next video.